And now on Second Wave FM, it's the Dave Courage Random Talking Head Draw. And this week, he's got an important announcement. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Turn That Rubbish Off. Sorry about that, as usual. Right, this week, very important announcement about someone who participates in the Talking Head League. Well, it's not the Talking Head League, obviously Second Wave FM League, sponsored by Second Wave FM. It's one of the contestants, Tony May, but you may know him. Here he is, Tony May, seen there with two secretaries, presumably. He has been put forward to become the new Prime Minister, the head of FIFA, head of UEFA, and the head of the Football League. Next week, we're going to find out who might be standing against him for this. But it's very important. Now, the things you need to know about him is he's got quite a few nicknames. So any names you hear bantering around, this man. Maisie, Turkish, B-May Baracus, Darth Mader, Count Maisie, Danny Kane. I mean, they're just some of the ridiculous names that I understand he has. So let's not worry about that too much. We got the Talking Heads draw. We got the hat here, and as I say, we'll talk about the other thing next week. Got the hat with all the numbers in as usual, and so let's get ready for that.
Dave, we need to cut to a breaking news story.
Oh, all right. Well, according to my screen, we're going live to Ken Breakspear, who's in London. Ken?
Yes, good afternoon, Dave. I'm here in a very busy London street, and I have news of a daring raid on a palatial residence by a gang of burglars known to police as the Cottagers. But they seem to have attempted one heist too many and at the wrong property.
Oh, they've been arrested then, Ken, have they?
Yes, that's right, Dave. It happened just after 1 o'clock when the gang raided the home of two pensioners, citizens of great upstanding in the area, Philip and Elizabeth Windsor, who were enjoying their lunch in their dining room when the gang broke in.
How many were in the gang, Ken?
Well, police have arrested two men who apparently are former soldiers, both gunners in the infamous Red Devils unit, also two females believed to be their partners, who Inspector Dave Knight of Scotland Yard has described as, and I quote, a couple of real foxes. But more surprisingly, Dave, there were three children who were dressed as choir boys.
How did they get in, Ken?
Well, they smashed a couple of downstairs windows, which means glaziers will be required to fix them, and then the children were pushed through so they could open the front door. Then, armed with blades and hammers, the two men, who it seems are the real villains in the piece, began racking the residents like thieving magpies.
Ken, you said the Windsors were in their dining room. Where's that located?
Well, it's on the first floor, Dave. They were enjoying a meal of peacocks and throstles with various wines, whites, reds, which included some rare clarets, which police believe is one of the things that the gang was looking for, as well as jewellery. Although it seems the three children, who despite their attire were definitely not saints, were more interested in raiding a confectionery room and stealing various sweets, and in particular toffees.
What happened next, Ken?
Well, Dave, eventually the gang reached the dining room and rushed in like a pack of wolves, but they had not banked on Mr. Windsor, who was wearing riding jobbers, a pair of equestrian baggies, if you like, which were festooned with spurs, and he began kicking the gang, while Mrs. Windsor and her maids were running around screaming like a flock of seagulls. But the police had been alerted by now, and were on the scene immediately.
What will happen to the gang next, Ken?
Well, the couples are royals, so it won't be too easy for them as they await their hearing. I imagine they will be thrown to the lions. They have stirred up a real hornet's nest.
That's probably enough for now, Ken. Thanks. On to the Talking Heads draw.
Yes, these tykes will be in the police station singing like canaries.
Yes, thank you, Dave. Right, the draw.
The imps may be released as they are too young.
Ken, that's enough. You've gone a league too far. Far too far.
Well, cobblers.
Thank you, Ken Breakspear. I used to play football with him back at Carl Shulton, or somewhere like that. Right, Talking Heads draw then. Well, based on Ken's report there, the first game is Toffees versus Reds. Right, Toffees versus Reds. Oh, 1-3. 1-3 to the Reds. Right. Pensioners versus Saints. Pensioners, eh? Who'd have thought? You never think of the Royals as being pensioners, do you? Right, Pensions versus Tech. 1-1. That's a very strange result. I don't get that one. Right. Citizens versus Gunners. Citizens versus Gunners. Citizens. Oh, 2-0 to the Citizens. You better see these, haven't you? You might think I'm cheating. Right, Magpies versus Red Devils. Magpies. Oh, hello. We've lost. The Magpies have fallen out of the hat. Along with the Red Devils. Right, let's try again, shall we? Magpies and Red Devils. 2-1. No, is that 1-2? Oh, it's 1-2. Red Devils win. Right, Blades versus Cottagers. That's George Michael's old team. 3-2 to the Blades. That's very exciting. Glaziers. Now, did you know that Palace were called the Glaziers? Glaziers versus Seagulls. Whap, 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 and all that. That's what we got here. Oh, 3-2. Great game, that. 3-2 to the Glaziers. Right, Spurs versus Hammers. Who'd have thought Prince Philip could kick the hell out of bloody gang of bloody burglars? Right, Spurs versus Hammers. Better keep our fingers crossed with B-May Baracus on this one. 0-3? Talking head, you gone mad. 3-0 to the Hammers. Right, Foxes. Pretty nice ladies, apparently. Foxes against the Villains. So that's their husbands or boyfriends or whatever. 3-2. Good game again. Throssels versus Clarets. Now, did you know Throssels, also called the Baggies? Baggies mentioned by Prince Philip having strange trousers on there. Right, what we got? 3-3. What a cracking match. 3-3. Peacocks versus Wolves. Peacocks. Now, did you know the Peacocks are Leeds United? Yes. Damon Grant should know that one. Against the Wolves. Oh dear. 0-1. That concludes the draw. Well, as I say, next week we'll be talking about this business with Tony May wanting to take over the world. So we'll try that then. That's all the draw for now. I've got to go now because I've got to go and see if Ken's all right in London. So thank you ever so much for your time, as usual. I'll play you out with the rest of that awful song. You get the idea.